CROMVORT, Netherlands. Angela Stanford has never attended a Ryder Cup, but as U.S. Solheim Cup captain, she saw value in experiencing the event firsthand. The 47-year-old Texan asked the LPGA if she could quietly go to Bethpage Black, observe behind the scenes, and take notes on what might be applied to her own captaincy. Her request was simple, she explained, more about learning than appearances. Yet as discussions developed, LPGA Commissioner Craig Kessler encouraged her to embrace a more visible role, suggesting that her presence on the first tee could symbolize greater unity between the men's and women's competitions. Stanford agreed that small gestures carry weight, particularly the idea of Ryder Cup captains showing up for Solheim Cup matches and vice versa. Support from leaders on both sides, she said, helps elevate the women's game and strengthens ties between two of golf's biggest international team events. She noted that such synergy has been missing in the past. In 2023, then U.S. captain Stacey Lewis expressed disappointment at the lack of coordination between the cups in Europe. The Solheim Cup was staged just a week before the Ryder Cup in Rome, and Lewis called it a missed opportunity for the sport to celebrate together. For the upcoming matches on Long Island, Stanford will be joined on the first tee by European Solheim Cup captain Anna Nordqvist, creating a rare moment of crossover visibility. Their presence underscores a growing recognition that the success of one event benefits the other. It's no coincidence that Kessler, before taking the reins at the LPGA, had experience with the PGA of America as its chief operating officer. His dual perspective may help foster collaboration between organizations that share common goals. Stanford's connection to the Solheim Cup stretches back more than 2 decades. She attended her first in 2002 at Interlachen Country Club in Minnesota, not as a player but as a fan. At the time, she was already competing on the LPGA and brought her friend Angie Oberhoser, then Rizzo, along for the experience. She recalls making the trip with purpose, wanting to understand what made the Solheim Cup so special. That visit confirmed her desire to be a part of it, and by 2003, she found herself playing in her first Solheim Cup without realizing just how quickly it would come. For Stanford, those early experiences remain vivid. They fuel her approach as she prepares her team for 2026 and shape her belief in building stronger bonds between the Solheim Cup and Ryder Cup. To her, the chance to stand on the first tee at Bethpage represents more than symbolism. It is an opportunity to bridge traditions, foster mutual respect, and highlight that the women's game deserves the same spotlight as the men's on golf's grandest international stages.